yes, that is true about Stacy Lynn. It comes out in her wardrobe choices for sure. But she's a pageant girl. So she's hair and makeup and always looking your best, even when you're in a sweatsuit. You got to have the bling going on. But I found the heart of her, which is where I connected, someone who found her moment in life and is just searching for that again.
And when we start off the movie, is there a bond between Ray and Stacy? Is there a bond, or straight from the off, do you think there's something's not right here, that there's maybe friction or something isn't as what it seems? Or is there a closeness between them as we start off the movie? Or straight away are we sort of seeing that Ray thinks to himself that everything is not right?
I don't think Ray is tuned into it right away. I think from Stacey Lynn's perspective, he was the choice at the time. He probably made her feel really great in a very low point of her life, and she's done with it and just looking out for herself and on to the next, whatever's going to get her out of this town and get her back to the spotlight that she's searching for. So for her, she's definitely out the door, 1 foot out the door. But I think that's the real heartbreak there, is that Ray has no clue, and then it kind of comes to him in a bad way.
Yeah, and I suppose I have to say I'm a big fan of Steve Zahn, a sort of real quirky sort of an actor, a guy who can play multiple roles. I remember him from his time in National Security with Martin Lawrence, to name a few of movies in the past where.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I'll have to put it on my list.
Oh yeah, man, check that out. National Security, himself and Martin Lawrence. It's, if you want to see Steve Zahn playing a comedy duo like the role with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, you almost feel that he fits in as one of those trio in terms of that. He's brilliant alongside Martin Lawrence in that movie, National Security. But yeah, but in terms of Steve's sort of quirkiness, in terms of his willingness to play these sort of, dare I say, whack job type characters. That's certainly true in terms of Skip anyway. The full shilling is definitely not far from the bucket with the Skip.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. I loved how specific the characters are in this movie. I mean, when I started to read the script, it was right away. It was just each character was so specific and so completely authentic, and then circled around this small town. It magnifies them even more.
It's almost like they all have their own individual sort of full hour-long stories going on, and they're all sort of meshed together. It's almost like you could say, well, you could base a story around this person, you could base around this story around this person, and all the worlds are revolving, and somewhere in the middle then is Ray trapped between all these different doors and these different avenues.
Yeah, completely. Because in the small town nature, everybody's known each other forever. Steve's character knows my character. We have our own kind of like backstory that you never really get into, but you get moments of it. So it's true. I felt that after I first saw the movie when it was done. I thought, oh my God, there could be different movies of just like Steve and Stacy Lynn's character. And that.
And Megan, in terms of, was it the quintessential sort of talent agent sort of pickup sort of role? Listen, we have a script that might be coming our way for a particular sort of character. Would you like to read for it, or maybe send in a tape for it in terms of that? Or was there a bit more of a peculiar story to this one, or was it just along the normal sort of lines?
No, I have the same manager as Steve. And she had been working on this script. It was before COVID, that they had been trying to get it up and running. And I think it was 2022, it came back around. And so she sent it to me because it's such a fantastic female role, which you don't get a lot, it's few and far between are these kind of juicy roles. And it came to me and I read and I taped for it, and it was just off from there.
Yeah. And Megan, shooting in Albuquerque, what was that like?
I've done it before. This time was it's always unique in Albuquerque. I always have lodging troubles. That's kind of my my problem in Albuquerque. I first did a show, Get Shorty, which is very similar to Barry, which you were mentioning. And I stayed in a hotel when we were there, and the hotel was haunted.
Okay.
And yeah, this time around I stayed in houses, and I kind of had to go, I had to hop between house and house because the first house had this like swamp cooler, which
Okay.
is a type of air conditioning, but it's not, it doesn't cool down at all. And it was the height of summer, so then I went to a different house. And oh, lodging issues in Albuquerque for me is my constant.
Yeah, I sure. I say you would sort of saying after being in Albuquerque, take me back to the Warner Brothers loft in Los Angeles, please. In terms
I
of
would
that,
100%, yes. What I do love about New Mexico shooting, which is why so many things shoot there, it is so beautiful and conducive to film. The clouds are unbelievable. The landscape is gorgeous. Anything you shoot there turns out perfect.
hmm,
So it makes sense, but yeah, I'm a fan of the Warner Brothers lot. Any lot in LA,
yeah.
I'm there.
And Megan, in terms of the whole sort of, well, I wouldn't say light drama slash comedy sort of genre, which this sort of fits into. In
Yeah,
terms of those roles, they're so they're so multiverse in terms of it's not really, you can really tell a story you with the odd occasional one liners. It doesn't have to be like a comedy movie where it's a crack a minute, dare I say, in terms of that. You can
right.
tell some powerful sort of stories in terms of that, and have some real moments where the audience can connect with the actors. Do you
Yeah.
sort of like those sort of more juicier roles rather than the traditional consequential sort of comedy movie where it's punchline after punchline after punchline?
Yeah, when I started out, it was very traditional sitcom, Comedy Central stuff where it is more like that. It's like beat, beat, joke. And I do love those, but I've transitioned with Get Shorty in particular into this dark comedy realm where the comedy comes in very real moments. And so you're not having to hit it comes out of just the authentic nature of the story and the characters. And it's my preferred genre now, for sure. It's where I go, and it's definitely where I thrive.
And Megan, in terms of audience, viewers tuning in, going to their cinema on April the 12th, LaRoy, Texas, are they going to see different sort of plot turns? Are they going to see different sort of changes? Is it going to really, is it like an octane sort of movie? Is there going to be, does it start off at a pace and the pace quickens as the movie goes on?
Um, it takes you on a ride, um, that eh, there's twists and turns that you'll never expect. But the pace of the movie, I think, is reflective of the town. And so it's slow, but it's got this undertone of very darkness and thriller that you're gonna wonder about the whole time. So it's gonna catch you off guard, but it's not like it speeds up at a certain point. It's just sort of it unravels at the pace that it should.
And dare I say, with I suppose you're not going to give it away, is there a happy after start the story for Ray, or is it just one
Oh,
tragedy after another?
oh no, it's not one tragedy after another. It's definitely tragic for most